when we started with this laptop, this is where we were. We had Brina. When we logged on with her, we could get in and it was definitely infected, but we had no rights. Then we had another user, which was the owner, and when we tried to get in there, the password was, there was no password. So we had to crack the owner. So we used our Dart CD, went in and cracked the owner password, and that's the password we're using to do all of our troubleshooting. We had to go in, it was so infected and so horrible, we started with auto runs. And I had already unchecked a few things just so we could get it to boot to where we could, do anything. Now let's go take a look. Notice, I can tell you, and Elle can tell you, that booted up very nicely, much faster. I'm not getting the pop-ups, all the stuff that we had, the 24/7, you've got an infected PC, I was getting all that stuff in. So now we're gonna immediately go attack the software side, because what we have done to this point, listen carefully, is simply stopped the bad software from what?
Running.
We have not removed it. It's still there. So now now that we've got enough breathing room, we're going to go get the software. So we're going to start with Control Panel. We're going to go to Programs and Features. And I'm going to show you the ones that we're going to uninstall. So definitely we're going to uninstall the 24/7. That's going to be an uninstalled program. In fact, we're going to let Andel, we're going to go back out, but he's going to uninstall the 24/7 help. This looks like a, this Active Link Connect looks like a, this new wireless, it's a Wi-Fi light bulb. You can control the light bulb with it. It's produced by Philips.
Oh, yeah.
Over there?
What light bulb?
So you can buy light bulbs that are wirelessly controlled, and you can undim them and dim them and change them from blue to green. For you that need that kind of personality, that kind of personality, you need the colors and the dimness to make your mind work. That's fine. We're happy with those folks. They're strange, but we enjoy them. Now, another thing we're going to do, listen carefully, this is a Windows laptop. Although I don't have a problem with AVG, Avast, and many others. I don't. The best antivirus probably for this user is what runs best in Windows, which is probably Windows Defender.
Yeah.
Windows Defender is not probably the best antivirus, but it will allow this laptop to perform a whole lot better, okay? So he's going to get rid of AVG, the security toolbar, the what kind of bar?
Bing.
Yeah. We're going to get rid of all the bars. We're also going to look here. We're going to get rid of all the bars. There's H&R block. We're going to leave that there. This HP guard drive, does anyone know what that is? What is that?
Antivirus? I don't know.
What is the HP guard drive?
Protects your hard drive?
Yeah, it's an encryption. You can encrypt your whole hard drive. So if you're putting taxes, personal information on your hard drive and you're traveling, you might want to encrypt your hard drive. But, listen carefully, once you encrypt a hard drive, throw it away. If you lose the encryption key or you do something, throw it away. You better buy a new laptop. The games are, everyone see this company right here?
Yeah.
Wild Tangent, bad.
Very bad.
Look at me, bad. Wild Tangent games are bad. They pull lots and lots of tracking software. They're not considered malware. They're not considered malicious, but they will track you everywhere. They are very big on privacy violation. Okay? So, and they love you to download their silly little games. I mean, they're very nice little games. Again, notice a lot of the HP stuff. We're not going to mess with that. Hulu desktop, we'll leave that alone. iTunes, Java is. We're definitely going to get rid of what? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that rascal. And the Capercy, that's gonna come out. We're gonna get rid of this McAfee scan. We're gonna get rid of that McAfee scan. A lot of Microsoft Office. We'll leave all that intact. I'm gonna go ahead and have you remove that one too. I don't know what it is. If they want it, they can put it back in.
Search down.
We're gonna definitely get rid of what?
Search down.
Yeah, that one's gonna go. And look, we're back to how many? 5? 5 antiviruses now? We're gonna get rid of the Norton. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the Norton, and of course the PC Fix, we're gonna get rid of that. And so you can see a lot of software is installed that's causing problems. Spotty DL.
Rihanna can tell you about that one.
Is that the
Rihanna can tell you about
Spotify?
That's not Spotify. It looked like it, but it's not.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of that one.
That's what I said.
That's why I got guys in here that use it so they can help me. We're going to take the, we're going to, WeatherBug. Everybody look at me. WeatherBug, out. Out. Again, a big privacy invader. Will really track you. Will fill your computer full of garbage. So we're going to get WeatherBug out. And so, Andel is going to be doing this for a while. And when he gets all that out, he's going to reboot, and we're going to come back and look at it again.
Looks
Okay?
like most of the virus work from like January 2014.
Generally what happens is they get infected, and that virus pulls in
Like,
more.
hey, we're infected, can bring some more infection.
Absolutely. Okay? So we're going to turn this over to Andel. He's going to be in here for hours.
So wait.
Yes.
So would like the viruses be removed once you uninstall the program?
Great question. Because we're going to remove the software, and we've already stopped it from running, yes? Now we're going to remove the software. Very good point. Do I trust, listen carefully, do I trust a malicious code to totally uninstall itself?
No.
Absolutely not. We're going to let it, we're going to tell it to uninstall, but we're not going to trust it. We're going to go to every program file and every location that it installed, and we're going to finish the job. Do I trust malicious code from my favorite countries in the Eastern Bloc of Europe to honestly remove their software? No, we're going to go hose it out, okay?
That's where Ubuntu comes in?
That's where I'm going to show you, we're going to try to remove a lot of it in Windows, but if Windows can't do it, then we jump to Ubuntu and we will get rid of it. To get rid of a lot of the junk that was on here. Some of the stuff, like here was one of our problem child, which was jump flip, which we saw through totalvirus.com. That was definitely a big hit. But when we try to uninstall it, let's take a look at it. We know it can't run because we already used our autoruns tool to disable it from running. So it's not running, but we would like to uninstall, and we'll begin the process of uninstalling. And it looked like it finally installed. He did have problems with uninstalling some of this because it kept giving him a little bit of fight, but we're not trusting that to be totally uninstalled. Again, remember this CyberLink stuff? This is a lot of bloatware, so it isn't necessarily bad, but I would probably take 90% of it off, except maybe the DVD burner. That's probably about the only thing I would leave on there. Toolbars are gone, much better, and you can see the performance of the laptop is much better. Now we do want to make sure that Windows Defender is back on, because we removed all antiviruses off this, and we're going to make sure Windows Defender is on. I want to go back, let's go back to our tool here, our auto runs tool. We're going to run, notice I'm running it as an administrator, and I'm saying yes. and we're going to go back and look, and some things are starting to clean up. But what I want to do is I want to go back to the, wait till it's finished scanning. It's kind of, it won't let me really do anything until it finishes scanning the registry. And down here at the bottom, you'll see it will say ready right down here. Everyone see it? It says ready. Now I can actually do something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to go get that file. Remember that file I saved? The owner HP autoruns? And I'm going to bring it back. And the reason I'm going to bring it back is because I want to know where these files were. Okay? So who's got a piece of paper that's writing? Okay, you're going to be writing. So we're going to be going after, I want to make sure that under Program Files, x86, this AMI, whatever this folder is, we're going to check that out and wipe it out, okay? So if it's not gone, we're going to hose it. Does everyone see what I'm doing? I'm actually using the tool to find the files. I'm going to also go back under Program Files, 24/7 Help, and we're going to make sure it's gone because I don't trust the app to uninstall itself. Does everyone see that? So I don't have to be, so I'm just going to go and actually go to C drive, programs 86, and we're going to start looking for some. Notice AVG did not totally uninstall. Everyone see it? He uninstalled the antivirus, but the folder's still there. And if I go in there, I'll bet you there are files. Everyone see them? So it did not completely. So I'm going to delete those, and we're going to delete these. These were supposed to be removed, and notice, yeah, isn't that something? So notice how I'm having trouble getting rid of this leftover software. Now there's the one that we were looking for, right? Everyone see it? So I'm going to go and get rid of it. Supposedly it was gone. All right, so I'm going to come, like I said, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to be looking for things that I want to get rid of, make sure. So I've got PC Fix. Let's go make sure that PC Fix is gone. And I'm actually deleting these now myself. There's Jump Flip, and I'm going to try to delete that. I'm surprised that it went, but we're good. Good riddance. It's gone. So all the files, all the DLLs, even if it didn't try to uninstall, are hopefully gone. And I'm going to slide down here and see if I see anything else. Here's Real Player. We definitely want to get rid of that. That had some issues. All right, so we still have some things running there. Notice how it's not allowing me to delete that stuff. And I'm just doing a real quick look at anything else that needs to go.
HP games?
I'm going to leave the HP games, although I'm going to tell the user probably to get rid of the wild tangent stuff. Not because it's necessarily malware, but it's very privacy invasive. They track you. They sell your information to third-party companies like Fu Manchu and other locations in the world. Who knows who gets your information? So you want to think carefully about this stuff. So we're just kind of cleaning things up. I'm going to look at this one real quick just to look at anything that looks suspicious, and it looks pretty good. It looks like we're in. Now this was the old registry. I'm going to go back. I'm going to exit out, and I'm going to run autoruns again, this time with the new registry. I'm going to go autoruns, run as administrator. I went back to the old file just so I could go look at where the locations were at for some of that software, so we could make sure it was deleted. Now this is the newest, pretty cleaned up, and you can see we got a lot more yellow. What does yellow mean?
The orphan
The
files.
registry keys are still where? In the registry, but the files are gone, so we're happy about that. So I see a lot of yellow, which is fine with me. We'll delete that, we'll remove that as auto run since that is gone.
How do you get the registry key part going?
We haven't deleted the registry keys yet. You say, well, Mr. Vanderpool, should I go in there and clean out the registry? No, just make sure it doesn't run. We're more interested in removing the software,
Yeah.
okay? I am disabling auto running, okay? But I'll leave the registry alone. You say, well, Mr. B, what about all these registry cleaners? Look at me. Look at me.
Go for it.
No, no registry cleaners. Leave it alone. I'm showing you what to do. No registry cleaners. Oh, but Mr. B, the registry optimizers. No. Great.
2 questions.
Yeah.
What's that website you ran all these against to double check? To see what they-
VirusTotal.com.
Would you do that again just to see?
I could. I'm getting pretty comfortable. Now I can go back here. Let's see, are we done? Yeah, let me come back here. Scan options. And I could say, let's go look one more time, make sure that nothing else pops up. So we're just gonna, again, we're gonna look at what is running. We're gonna go back and we'll go ahead and go ahead. Now, everyone see this? This is setting your firewall. Does it say anything on here about firewall?
No.
Mhm.
Look at me. This is about configuring your firewall template. So, because we are in a safe location, we could go ahead and say work network, but this is actually where you set your firewall fundamental template. So, when you see that, pay attention, you're a tech. All right, so let's look at it. Looks good. We're starting to get our hashes taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and scan again because I didn't have the wireless working totally. I'm going to exit and rescan. Run as administrator, yes. It does it. Notice how fast it's working. It's working much, much better. I can tell you right now it's working a lot better than where we started. As soon as this gets done, it's still scanning.
It's already submitted.
Yes, okay, good, all right. Hash submitted, it's happy. You can see it's already doing the things. The areas where we're not verified, most of those I don't have a problem with. I'm familiar with most of these that have been put in. They're not signed, but I don't see a problem with it. This is an ATI program. We're not going to worry about that. Oh, look at this. But it's not running. Notice right there, look at this. Are we concerned about that? Yes. We're going to go get that one. Everybody see it? Do we know where it's at? Yes, we do. We're going to go get that one. So we're going to go folder. While we're busy, we're going to go to C drive. We're going to go to Windows. We're going to go to, where is it at?
Windows 32.
What system 32? You're all helping me. System 32.
Drivers.
We're going to go to drivers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for, while I'm in there, I'm looking for what, WST. Don't I love it? All right, so what am I going to do? Absolutely. What a rascal. So, am I worried about this guy? So, right now, notice I'm going to say yes, and we're going to refresh and see if it's gone. Okay, so I went back and I searched it again, and is it there? No, it's gone, so we're good there. Everybody okay? So, how do we feel? We feel pretty good. We haven't lost software, we haven't had to reinstall, we haven't had to format the hard drive, and we're in pretty good shape here. I've got a couple hits on the real, but I pretty much cleaned that. This is actually located in the user's profile. So there is some executables. I've disabled them in the registry. I could hunt them down. In fact, for your sake, I will go ahead and do that. Notice they're in the owner's profile, app data, so here we go. Let you watch me do this. Let me scroll this up so we can get this higher. And we'll go hunt some of this down. I don't think it's critical because, but just to show you where we're going to go. We're going to go to C drive, to users. One of the users is owner. We are going, notice how few folders we see here. Does anyone see app data? No, you don't. And the reason why is because we've got to go into our Explorer, show hidden files, show system files. We're not going to hide any of these, and we're going to make those changes so we can see everything. Guess what? We got a what? App data. And we've got a roaming. And we've got an update. Everyone see that? See this updater X? Aren't we so blessed? We're going to hose that. Okay? So everything that was in this, so we also have a roaming reel. Let's go up and take a look at that. Everyone see it? I'm right there in the reel. I'm going to delete that. I don't want any of the. And so I'm just using this one tool to just go in there and just get right to the problem. I'm not wasting a lot of time. And so I'm pretty confident.
Is that like a disk, or is that something you download off the, like? I'm
going to explain the tool that I'm using. I'm using autoruns for right now, okay?
Back on your desktop, I have another second question.
Okay.
On your desktop, you had two icons. One was for Spotify. See right there,
Yep.
where they're no longer there.
Yep.
Now, would those be two of the yellow that you see when you run?
Possibly.
Okay.
I doubt it, though.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go into the recycle bin, and what am I going to do here? I'm going to empty that, because I don't want anything. I'm going to clean out the recycle bin. Yes, delete them all. And by and large, we're going to make sure that an antivirus is put back on. We're going to, oh, Geek Squad support, how wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's fine.
So here's what would happen if she would have taken this to Geek Squad. They would have ran their tools on it and then said, this is going to cost you $80 to remove. Or, depending on the viruses that they found, they would have said, this costs you X amount of hours. And at, $60, $80 an hour, it's going to cost you. So she may have taken it back home and then said, well, I'll get rid of the viruses. I'll install more antiviruses. Yes?
5 later.
Does that sound perfectly logical? So now, this user has a pretty clean, one thing I did is I make sure all the system tray applets show up. It's responding real well. It's, now a couple things I may want to do is I may want to force Chrome back to defaults, force IE back to defaults in case, for example, I may want to clean out all the history on the browsers. Let me show you how I do that with IE. Because I don't know, look, what is this going to do? If I don't fix this, what's going to happen? The user is going to get right back and get infected.
Yep.
So I'm going to show you, we're going to go to the browser, I'm going to go to Internet Options, and I'm going to go to Advanced, and I'm going to say reset everything back to default. It's going to disable everything, and I'm going to say delete everything personal, get rid of everything. If I didn't do that step, this user would have probably got reinfected within probably. So I'm going to close this out, restart IE. So now what this search engine, so I'm going to go to Internet Options, and I'm going to get rid of this home page right here. It should have cleaned that out, but something is leaving that in. So I can go ahead and put I usually just put Google and leave it right there. And I, again, exit the tabs. I can see that, what is their default browser? Google. So Google is their, but we're going to clean this up anyway. So I'm going to exit out, and again, browsers. So notice I'm having trouble with IE. Everyone see that? IE is giving me trouble.
No, not IE.
Everyone see that search? There was a search engine there. So I'm going to go back and open up Chrome settings, reset all the settings because they've definitely been modified. All right. So I'm going to try IE again. It should come up to Google. And we'll also start Chrome, and it should come up to Google. And it looks good so far. Do we want that? No, we don't want any bookmarks. So these are basic things that you can do. And you want to make sure the browsers are clean. Browsers are not going to the wrong home pages, because in both browsers, that My Search homepage was embedded into both browsers. So we reset both browsers to their defaults, and now we can pretty much hand this back to the user, and within a week or so they'll be infected, but what can we do? Okay, it's clean at this point.
So how does she like stop herself from getting infected?
That's a long, all right, so let me go back to, that's a great question. Let me address that, and let me take you to sysinternals. Sysinternals is from TechNet from Microsoft. And what I generally do is I go to the sysinternals suite, and I download the entire suite. You can download the whole suite. We were using today, we were using a program called autoruns, and we also use one called Process Explorer. And with this one tool, autoruns, we were able to do almost everything on this laptop that we needed to do. One tool. Yes?
Did you say that you used Process Explorer too?
I haven't demonstrated Process Explorer yet, but this is a free tool from Microsoft. It really is only for techs. It's not for the casual user. It's really complicated. That's why I'm explaining everything. We can do this one thing while we're here. I'm going to run Process Explorer as an administrator. And we're also going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of run this program and investigate all the software that's running. And I'm also, once it's done, I'm going to say check all the processes at virustotal.com. And it takes me to their website. And I'm going to, yes, I understand the terms of service. And again, it's going to do one more check on all the major software that's running right now. It's going to submit hashes, and it's going to, again, look at the system now that it's running and see is there anything else on there that we need to look at. And it looks pretty clean. Looks pretty good. Browsers have been checked. Autoruns did 99% of it. We've just kind of confirmed it with Process Explorer. And in the next few weeks, I'm going to be taking all the 801 students and we're going to be learning more about what this is. So I'm not going to explain it right now, but it's definitely one of the tools that we're using to satisfy ourselves that we're giving it back and it's in good shape.